Today's video, unfortunately, we start with a lie. Russian Telegram channels used this video for their own benefit. They showed as if their vessel had evaded a Ukrainian drone. But there's a nuance. The brigade that carried out the strike published the full video. And right now we're seeing it. The strike did happen, and strike was massive. When talking about Japan's culture of war, two things come to mind: samurai, ronin, and other warriors. And the second, the kamikaze pilots of World War II, who used their own planes to attack aircraft carriers, runways, positions, and sometimes even other planes. But here, it's two in one. The Ukrainian unit Ronin demonstrates drone attacks on various types of Russian military equipment, destroying large-caliber guns hidden under camouflage, special-purpose vehicles, temporary storage sites with supplies and resources. And what's no less important, tracking down those who throw away their weapons trying to save themselves from inevitable death, or those who are willing to humiliate themselves just to live a little longer, like this so-called quadrober, who probably imagined himself as a dog. Yet the drone cameras still capture his human features, no matter what kind of animal he is inside. Despite the fact that the word kamikaze is associated with something decidedly not funny, but rather with something terrifying, such drones are the safest way to destroy virtually any piece of equipment. Just take this fragment of video. At least 4 guns were destroyed, which could have taken hundreds of lives, if not thousands. None of that compares to even a single human life. In fact, we strongly advise not to underestimate modern subcultures. Once, goths and emos were popular, and thanks to hippies, entire revolutions even took place in America. So here too, it's worth paying attention to the quadrober subculture, because within a tight circle of communication, ideas spread faster than a cold. This was a short introduction before the following video, where a UAV group discovered an underground hideout. After striking it, various rats and worms began crawling out, in the form of Russian soldiers. And truly crawling, because after such a strike, standing on one's feet would be something close to science fiction. And no matter what people say about not hitting those who are down, war follows entirely different rules. So the same group eliminated every worm that crawled out from underground. War is deception. For example, a drone flew into an obviously dead soldier with a smaller explosive charge, just as bait. And everything that came after was just a massive explosion. That's how the footage of single drone strikes on live targets begins. They all thought they were special, that they were invincible, that they were faster, that they were smarter, or maybe even invisible. But their fate was the same. All of them were caught. All of them were outsmarted. All of them were spotted. All of them were shown that they are not superheroes. So enjoy the footage from the drones that carry truth wherever it needs to go. Into abandoned houses, into pits by the roads, between the trees or through the grass, and in the end, into the trenches. Often you can see drones ignoring people and flying somewhere with purpose. So this is all because there aren't that many drones in a given square, and for repeat strikes you'll have to wait for reinforcements. Therefore, the main goals of such strikes are to reduce mobility. Without transport, people will be vulnerable. They won't get far. Or another scenario, when there is a specific target. For example, a column of soldiers is moving behind a tank. Of course, the priority will be the tank because of its far greater danger. Or when a vehicle carries supplies that must be delivered to positions to keep them held. All of that costs far more than the life of a single Russian soldier. But once the primary objectives are achieved, the hunt for lost souls effectively begins. For those who tried to hide or flee. So even if someone does manage to escape, it is not as great a loss as if the target had not been eliminated. An extraordinary strike took place last night. The now familiar unit Ronin recorded what was essentially El Dorado for drone operators. It was a BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher that was just about to roll out to its position. But the drones slightly changed the plan and the departure time from the next night to never. The second powerful target was ammunition for a Buk M2 system. It also changed its delivery time, similar to the Grad. There were also smaller targets. For example, a fixed machine gun positioned in the middle of the forest. Vehicles of various classes. Right now you see the neutralization of civilian cars. Later there will be armored special-purpose vehicles as well. And, of course, continued elimination of various hideouts and depots. Russian soldiers, like mice, leave behind a lot of holes that need to be cleaned out and neutralized. And those same armored vehicles, or rather, they were. And finally, in today's last video, we want to show you the skill of drone operators. Skills honed almost to perfection. The average person, even if they've handled a drone before, cannot perform the maneuvers that soldiers must master. Lives depend on it, both theirs and others. So into every crack where a person might hide, a drone will go to neutralize them. Whether it's a crack in a wall, as at the start of the clip, or a basement room, there's no hiding from them, no running away. If a drone spots them, then their future is, for all intents and purposes, already decided. Thank you for watching.